Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm getting quite a few questions on. Okay, I've watched your videos, Beth. I've got the files downloaded. I've looked at the solution key. I've read the information in the complete activity, chapter 3, general journal. How do I actually get started? Okay, so one thing I would suggest is if you like paper, then print off the solution key. If you prefer digital, make sure you can look at the solution key as you're putting information in that the textbook is asking you to. Okay, so the way one thing you'll probably notice as well is for one, you can't see this assignment 1 instructions. I've got it hidden from users. So the reason for that, and this won't happen in the next chapters because I just want you to get used to things with this chapter. With Sage, you can't jump right into the hand-in assignment. Each chapter is a build-up. So what you're going to do at the beginning of each chapter is learn new skills. It's going to walk you through step by step how to do certain things, and then it's going to get you to practice them from memory by not giving you step-by-step instructions, okay? And as I mentioned, where it says complete activity chapter 3 general journal, and it says this activity covers the first part of chapter 3 up to and including journal entry 14. So it's going to build, okay? So you're going to put in the first entry, the second entry, all the way up to entry number 14. And as you know, that's going to change what's going on in the trial balance for the company, all the different journal entries, the general journal. If you looked at the general ledger for the cash account, it'll be completely different because of all the things that happened in the first 14 entries, okay? So then we want to make sure every entry that we put in is correct, which is why I've given you the solution key for journal entries 1 to 14. As you're entering them, especially the ones where they're not walking you through step by step, you can look at the solution key, look at the journal entry you're just about to post, and say, yes, that's 100% correct. I'm good, post. Okay? So then once you finish putting in the entry 14, it's going to get you to check and make sure that your trial balance is the same as what it's supposed to be. Okay, and then once you know you're done and everything is correct, that's when you're going to start assignment 1 instructions. And I will be posting those up there within the next couple of days. Okay, so another question I had is how do I get started? So I'm going to open up chapter 3 that I've got here online. So either the e-textbook or your manual paper textbook, you're going to want to open it up to chapter 3. Okay, so this is the beginning of chapter 3. And the first thing it wants you to do, you can see it's called bins, as I'm sure you noticed when we saved files. But it wants you to read the company information. It wants you to know what the company is all about. What are they doing? So read through the company profile. Then after reading through the company profile, you can look at the accounts. These are the accounts that you're going to be posting information into. So as you can see, interest expense, maintenance expense, supplies used, interest revenue. So again, this is a great reminder. Look at the assets. All of the asset accounts start with a 1. All of the liabilities start with a 2. Equity is 3, revenue is 4, and all of your expenses start with a 5. Then you can see the trial balance, which again, if you remember, every account that you have builds a balance. Remember posting to the general ledger or the T accounts and coming up with a balance at the end, and then that balance at the end of the month or the end of the period that you're working on gets posted to the trial balance. So there's the existing starting out May 31st, because if you remember, today or the session date is June 1st. So this is where we'll be starting. Okay, so now accounting procedures, it's talking about GST. If you remember back into one of the activities that you did to remind you how to do taxes, talked about HST and GST, it's saying BINS deals with GST. Okay, so these instructions are not really instructions. It's so confusing. Open the data file, yes. But there it says keystroke instructions begin below. Then you're going to enter a whole bunch of stuff, and then you're going to print or at least view some reports. Okay, so that's all it's telling you. Overall, this is what you're going to be doing in this chapter. But if you click down, keystrokes, this is where what you're actually going to do starts. We need to open Sage. We need to select an existing company, or where you've already opened that company, you can say open company previous used or just used. I can't remember the exact wording, but it'll show you your BINS file there, and then you can click on that to open it. And then it literally wants you to read. I know it's hard. Spread it out so you don't have to do a lot, especially the first few days till you get in the get used to doing it. But now it's going to tell you about the session date, because it pops up June 1st, 2025. So it's going to explain to you what the session date is. Read the notes over on the sides as well, because again, it's giving you information. And then in order to change the session date, it's talking about the calendar icon. As you can see right after the June 1st, 2025 in the little picture, it has that calendar icon. So you can click on that. So it's just walking you through step by step, helping you get used to maneuvering the software, okay? And then when you start looking at highlighted information, that's a physical thing that you have to do. It wants you to click 7 on the June date calendar. Or you can type June 7, or you can put 7 June. And then it wants you to click OK. And then it'll bring you into the company module home screen. Okay, and then again, it's talking you through. Read the sides, read all of the words that it's telling you, and it's going to get you to do stuff. Okay, if it's not highlighted, there's nothing for you to do. It's just information. And then sometimes even where it says major part of the windows, it's highlighting words, but just for you to notice. Okay, just for you to look at the Sage screen and start to see where things are. Now, enter general journal transactions. Now you're going to start learning how to enter transactions, okay? So again, walk through everything that they tell you. They've got pictures, they've got arrows, they've got where it says click, then you know there's something you have to click, okay? And then it's showing you what's going on. So here's your first journal entry. Okay, see that little over on the left-hand side, it says 1, and it's got a check mark in the box above the 1. So this is your journal entry number 1, and the check mark indicates it's going to walk you through step by step and tell you every single little thing that you need to do and learn how to do to get that entry in there. Okay, so as you can see, it's telling you about Badlands Hardware and the purchase invoice it has, and then reading through, and then it wants you to type. Okay, so it's telling you where to go, and it's telling you what to do. Type BH-5621. And remember where that is your source code. If you remember in one of the documents or a video, I said, please put your initials as part of the source code. So you would put BH-5621, and if it was me, I'd put BH, because that's my initials. Okay, and then you just keep walking through. Okay, one thing I will suggest as well, as you decide, okay, that's enough for today, put a little pencil check mark. If you're using an ebook, maybe use the e-highlighter, just so you know the next time you open the software and open your textbook, where did I stop? Because I don't know how many students in the past, it's like, I don't remember where I am. And then it just makes it a little bit more complicated. So make sure you leave yourself a note, or in the textbook, put a little check mark or something so you know where you stopped. Okay, so hopefully this has helped get you started. But yes, there's a lot, especially at the beginning. This chapter in particular, there's just a lot to get used to where you have not used the software, but it will get easier. But if I were you, spread your time out. Don't expect to get too much done in the first few days, and just give yourself a chance. Maybe block off half an hour, and then just get in how much you can. And again, especially the first couple of days, an hour might not get you very far. This does take time. It is a process. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this video has helped. If you need anything, just please let me know. Thanks, everyone.